Poppin', y'all. This is Deidre with One Shot Game. Man, you already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great, and even the ones behind the scenes, I see you too. So look, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that coming up real soon, if not yet right now, divine dark art classes will be canceled for the rest of the century. Let me explain it to y'all in a way that y'all might understand if you don't get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people that are just now finding out that their families and the people around them have been participating in dark arts. I'm talking about finessing, manipulating, and controlling energy to the point that it dictates a person's life and their downfall. You know what I'm saying? Now, there are a lot of videos on YouTube that want to paint your family as the opposition. You know what I'm saying? The people you should be mad at. And granted, they may have a part to play in dark arts, but no one understands the reality of being wise enough to understand that the universe put you in that particular family for a reason, because the universe knew that you would have what it takes in your soul to be able to break free from the chains that have kept you trapped and the people before you trapped as well. The universe was well aware and informed of that. That is why you were born into a family that I would want to say practices very dark arts. You know what I'm saying? And you, in your mind, might be thinking that, you know what I'm saying, this is how it's supposed to be, this is how we're supposed to operate, why is my life going this way? Because people don't really realize that there are spiritual teachers in your family that get divine order from the higher ups that practice dark arts. You know what I'm saying? And the ability to be able to influence the ones closest to them to practice dark arts will be the first ones that they study to be able to influence them to continue the tradition of dark arts. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, there may be more people in your family that you want to believe that practice dark arts. Be mindful, be aware, and pay attention, especially to the older, like, matriarchs of the family, the ones that sit in the back and be quiet and don't really say nothing. Oftentimes, more than not, they may be a heavy contributor to dark arts. You know what I'm saying? They won't admit it. They won't tell you. They won't lay it on the line. Especially when the rules to this uh, spiritual test and dark arts classes are classified information. They are not required to release that information because they would give away the oath that they signed up for these dark art classes. Now, trust me when I say the reason why dark arts classes are coming to a close and they will be canceled is because the spiritual teachers and leaders who were basically the main co-conspirators in making sure these dark art classes function in a particular way, they are put in a position to where they're either transitioning to the other side or they have already transitioned to the other side. And when you have someone that is more powerful in nature as far as when it comes to, you know, divine light guidance classes, usually there will be a certain revelation that will make them be able to come to the forefront with a revealing to shut down the dark art classes while also revealing the truth why it was constructed. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you right now, a lot of people that were spiritual leaders and instructors in divine art classes are very skilled at playing nice, but really being the controllers in divine art, divine, you know what I'm saying, dark art classes. Because like I said, the information and documents related to these dark arts classes are not to be revealed to the public. Otherwise, people would be trying to attack these dark art leaders, and they wouldn't be as powerful. So now that these very powerful spiritual divine dark arts leaders are basically coming up on their time, it is now being revealed the reasoning why behind these dark art classes being so powerful. You know what I'm saying? And people are going to have to reveal those truths, even though they have done a lot in centuries and years to withhold the secrets behind dark art classes. You know what I'm saying? Because they were informed that the more they hold the secrets in, the more payout they will have. You know what I'm saying? The better life will be for them. The more successful they will have, the more attention they will get. All the things that people in life will basically crash out, burn, and pay for. You feel me? So, for those reasons alone, you know what I'm saying? I feel as if we're coming up on a real celebration, because the people that have been controlled to operate in these divine dark art classes, should I say, because they're equally as powerful as the light, you know what I'm saying? As these people who are spiritual leaders in these dark art classes are transitioning, what's happening is the veil is slowly being removed from a lot of the people's minds that have been controlled by these dark art leaders, and they're getting a chance to see the evil intentions behind, converting them to be A-class students in these dark classes. You know what I'm saying? And now people are having an understanding of how participating in these dark art classes and the motive for why they were supposed to participate was only doing justice to the leader and not them. You know what I'm saying? Those people who were following this leader were only giving their power to someone that didn't care if they lived or died. And once you start to see the visions and the reality and the truth for what it really is, you start to have a inkling in your mind where you have to make a choice. You know what I'm saying? On having a better life for the rest of my days. You know what I'm saying? However that may be, because, you might just be in the middle of your lifeline. You might be in the early, you feel me? But again, a lot of us who are having this revelation have been here for a while. And whether people want to believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us have went through a lot of trauma in our lives, things that we couldn't quite comprehend, but due to our strong nature, we overrode and overcame them and survived it the best way we knew how. You know what I'm saying? Without even understanding or realizing that it was another way. So now that the dark art classes are coming to a close and people are having the ability to finally see the light, I think it's a great opportunity now to understand that it's time you walk fully in your power, because if you don't, you have to realize that some of these people are still hell bent on upholding the leadership of these dark arts classes simply because they may be heirs, you know what I'm saying, to people who perform dark arts. And they're just not ready to let go of that much power yet. You know what I'm saying? So when they feel as if their energetic resources are dry, they will try to come to the one that they feel will give in to their game after they've copied and pasted what's currently going on to get back in to, again, steal your light, to operate in a way where the dark arts becomes back in effect. So if you, like myself, has went through a transformation in this life, I would be very aware and mindful of how your discernment is key. And the only way that you can up your protection on using your discernment is becoming a better version of yourself every day, no matter what it takes. Stay loyal to yourself first before anything, because there are people lurking in the shadows as well as visible that still want to uphold this dark arts classes for people. You know what I'm saying? before them and after them, solely because they want to contain the power for themselves. Their purpose is not to help anyone. Their purpose is to make you think that they're there to help you, but the power is really solely going to be in their hands. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm a late 80s baby, right? Born in 88, right? A lot of the kid movies we grew up watching, was basically explaining to us what is currently going on right now. Aladdin, Lion King, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all seen The Great Mouse Detective, you know what I'm saying? All those kid movies was basically explaining to us of what is currently going on right now. So if you're not strong enough, they will come back to try to siphon your power. But as of currently, right now, the more you stay in power in operating out of your light, because you have made the transition, you have successfully passed the final test to graduate and operate in light, to be able to walk in your purpose and provide effective change to the world. You have to do everything you can to protect that. Because you may think that people change, but if you're not aware, they will do everything they can to get in, to take your power from you, to restart the dark art classes. And we don't want that, especially if you got young lives out here. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful, got to be careful. You also got to teach them how to protect themselves. But as long as you are protecting yourself, a lot of the times that protection will automatically slide down to your young life, simply because their energetic field is being protected by yours. But they will go through life learning their own lessons. They will go through life moving in their own direction. Again, because a child is not someone that you control. A child is a protection layer of you, but a different version that come from you, to be able to lead the world in their own way, but make sure that it's healthy. So again, I am very, 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 very excited to be able to inform the world that dark art classes are coming up to a cancellation. You know what I'm saying? And believe me, somewhere in the alley behind the scenes, there's someone sneakily, you being the wicked witch of the West, and still trying everything they can to teach dark arts, solely because their energetic resources are draining out and they still want to be the head honcho in charge. You know? So just understand and be mindful that the more in power you grow and who you are, the more you keep practicing everything you've learned through your tests, the more you level up, you know what I'm saying, in who you are, and becoming more stronger, your discernment will automatically let you know. You know what I'm saying? The ones who haven't changed at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just their battery is drained and they're looking to any life force to be able to hold on to some type of power so that they can feel as if they're inferior. Be careful, pay attention, and just keep your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? We have three eyes for real. The two that we can see out of, and another one that gives us insight into a world that's really the reality for real. Because again, your eyes can believe what it see, or you can see the other version of it and be able to tell for real how a person really feels towards you. Your discernment won't lie. It's actually your normal uh threat safety body recognition system. But since we haven't learned that in life, like, that's something they should be teaching in school. But because they don't, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, when their body detects a warning sign to them, or they get a second thought, or they feel something that tells them don't do this, they usually don't listen, because they're too attached to, you know what I'm saying, earthly things, that they tend to bypass it. And then before they, you feel me, even get into a situation, and then the situation happens, they be thinking like, damn, I got that inkling too. I knew I shouldn't have did it, but you didn't listen to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So again, I am very excited to know that divine light art classes will be taught more than divine dark art classes, which means we will be uplifting everybody, all the way down to children, on how to identify their triggers, how to get past their wounds, how to deal with trauma differently, how to be able to create the version of their life that they see for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't care how much a person practices or is a leader in divine dark arts spiritually. all of them want to be of value to somebody, as well as see their family members also be of value to the world. So now that, you know what I'm saying, divine light classes will be taught, I think it gives people a better hold on realizing that you have the ability to be anything you want in this life. You just have to move in a way where you don't let life consume you. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be the predictor of how life goes day by day, but you can know how to protect yourself from allowing certain things to get into your soul so deep that you end up, you know what I'm saying, figuring out a different way to practice dark arts behind everybody. But again, like I said, those classes are going to be canceled, so it's going to be like it's an easy detection system. Babies that are being born now, you know what I'm saying, they have this big detection system to evil, you know what I'm saying, without talking. Like, they know how to communicate without using words, and they know when something's not safe, and they know when something is making them feel uncomfortable, and they know when it's not right. But see, since the dark arts leaders were so powerful back then, even when kids told adults that they were so under the mind control spell of making sure they had endless amounts of money and material possessions to take care of their families, they ignored it. But not this time around. You know what I'm saying? There will be a divine light, you know, leader that will be able to take it into consideration, do what they're set out to do, and make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that darkness is stopped right at the door. I think that is so very important for a better life, not only for us as humans, but for babies, but for toddlers. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to welcome your family into a new light, as well as the new ones being born into the family into a new way of living. Because again, for a long time, whether people wanted to admit it or not, the dark arts were thriving, and anybody of light that wanted to lead their life in a way where, you know what I'm saying, it casted out darkness, they were oftentimes overshadowed by the darkness. Because again, there are a lot of people that would do anything for money. And because that was a big issue back then, it was almost as if the darkness was able to survive for so long. But like I said, the dark arts leaders are on their deathbed. And when you're in the transition between life and death, sometimes things are revealed that you would never know. But in order to not be reincarnated, they have to be able to expose those things. And I know that from experience, because, you know what I'm saying, when you're in between realms like that, your true self comes out, and you start to realize the things that you have done that may not have always been in the best of light. You probably don't say them out loud to the people that you hurt, but I've had someone write it down to me. You know what I'm saying? So again, be wise and mindful that it is best that if you're a person that has transitioned, make sure you put your bulletproof vest on, because the battle don't end here. We are now officially locked in. You know what I'm saying? And we're here to be spiritual protectors of all the humans in the world by basically being spiritual protectors of ourselves. So don't go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to go outside with your vest on. You know what I'm saying? Because they're out there, and they're figuring out ways to still keep dark arts classes going. And that means everybody will be unsafe. You know what I'm saying? Imagine just living in fear your whole life. I've been in that, couldn't do nothing. It was always, what about this? This gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Imagine a world where kids could be able to play outside and don't have to worry about anything happening. That means we now have to be in constant protection mode. So all my divine arts, light warriors and protectors, stay strapped up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's our time now. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.